Reed in studio right now. I learned something, Tim, this week.
What?
Do you know that, unfortunately, and it's not going to be blamed on global warming, but we're going to be getting more tornadoes in the area.
Oh, those roundabouts.
Yeah. Roundabouts.
I know.
Especially downtown.
Wow, I saw that one. We better watch out. Oneida Square may blow away.
I know.
It could be a real serious problem. For some reason, I have...
Tornadoes and the tomatoes. And...
Tornadoes. Good morning, Tim Reed. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we have been working on a project over the course of two surgeries.
Yes.
A surgery and
surgery and radiation later.
Yeah. With a program that will, I think, change the world for a lot of people.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. And we have a bit of an announcement where we've made some really incredible progress.
Yeah, we had a meeting last week with the Community Foundation. Really a great meeting with Nick Grimmer. I'm going to be setting up I'm going to self-fund it actually, a campaign tentatively called "Real Men Get Tested," and Bill and I are going to be the face of it. I have two other people who have tentatively made a commitment. I just want to make sure that they really are. And, Bill suffered from colon cancer. I dealt with prostate cancer. Two of the other people, John Petrone had testicular cancer, and Russ Petralia, who suffered both from melanoma and he caught breast cancer. So 4 of those are the top 4 cancers that whack guys.
And they're also all cancers that can be tested.
Absolutely. John found out when he was quite frankly, when he was in a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Russ found out when he was just checking himself in regards to as far as the skin cancer is concerned. I had it because of a biopsy.
Yeah.
And you had effects that you were
there were
ignoring.
Symptoms. Yeah.
That
and I think my story is so prevalent of many people that I've talked to who say you don't want you just don't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
You feel that if you just put it off, maybe it's something simple. It's hemorrhoids. That's what it is.
Right.
Something. Diet's going to change it, and you avoid. And the longer you avoid, the more the cancer is spreading.
Exactly.
It's making the world a much tougher place.
Well, and it's so good you guys are doing the campaign for the screenings, too, because I didn't even realize how prevalent breast cancer can be with men.
Well, the breast cancer isn't as bad. It's unique.
Yeah.
Skin cancers is huge, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the things I was thinking about today was and I want to kind of go in this. Bill and I talked about this, and both of us are kind of positive guys, have pretty good sense of humor. We want to kind of go in this with somewhat of a happy heart rather than those smoking ones where someone's got a stoma
Half
and this
their
that.
face is missing.
We don't want to be that way. But what I do want to do is to think. I was thinking as I was driving in today, Father's Day is coming up this weekend.
Yep.
And we, all 4 of us that we were talking about that are going to be kind of maybe the face of this, all have kids, right? And, don't be selfish. Don't be, that you only care about yourself. There's people that love you, that worry about you, some less than Bill than others. But,
That's right.
That all of us depend upon us. I'd love to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be able to see my grandkids and like that if my damn kids would get married, but
it is different today.
That was I was just channeling my wife. So, but so it's we kind of want to go in to say, hey, you know what? This is not. We're not trying to take water and make it into wine here, right? I mean, this is really simple stuff.
But if you can do that, you've been a permanent spot on this show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the fact is that I don't know. It's guys are very stubborn, and there's something about guys I hate to say, but sticking a probe. If we're talking about the colon cancer, sticking a probe up your and getting the. I avoided that. I didn't want that done. I knew eventually I'd have to do it, and then ultimately when you do it, you realize there's a benefit. Exactly. There really is a benefit. I'm not talking about finding anything out. I'm talking about the drugs they give you to sleep.
Great drugs.
You will sleep. Drugs. You will sleep better than you've ever slept before. And it's like a countdown from 3, 2 to 1. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
3, I was gone.
You're up, and then you woke up.
Gone. And then I'm waking up. It's almost like magic of Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So, and then there's the test for prostate cancer, which is a simple blood test. Yeah.
Exactly. I've got mine coming up the end of the month. Just
So
to make
I
sure
wanted
I'm
to ask
clean.
you that. When you've been on before, you've talked about this blood test,
Right.
the simple blood test.
Mm-hmm.
What cancers does the blood test detect?
So that blood test is specifically, so there's two tests. There's a PSA test, which is somewhat, it's not super accurate, it's somewhat accurate, which that starts monitoring how much blood is in your prostate area in regards to it. So it's a pretty good indicator.
Well, and prior to that test, you are not supposed to have, for like a couple of days, no sex.
Yep.
You're not supposed to do a lot of running or lifting or exercising,
sort of because
that'll raise your PS.
Exactly.
Levels.
But then
PSA levels.
my number wasn't a great number. I had what was called a 4K test, which is very specific for prostate. And by the way, insurance doesn't cover it. But I said, you know what? This is my life, so
good
took
thing you
care of
did.
it. It did. That number didn't come out very well, and then we kind of went down the next road, you know.
And then you said something earlier. A buddy of yours uncovered it in the shower. His cancer. I think you said in the shower.
Testicular.
And what was that?
He was all of a sudden he found a lump.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
and you know, so what did that take? It didn't take a doctor. It didn't take anything. It's all of a sudden, hey, something's happened that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
You know, I just want people to be aware.
Yeah, exactly.
And know.
Exactly. I mean, there are these things that are out there, and you know, I'd love it that we're going to find a cure to cancer. I fear that probably in my lifetime we're not. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, you're going to want to have the. You know, Bill and I have said this to each other numerous times. You're going to want to have the conversation with a doctor where it's very early rather than when it's very late.
Yeah, the later it is, the worse your chances
Exactly,
are. Yeah.
exactly. And, you know, there's no good cancer stuff, you know,
Yeah.
really. I mean,
There is I'll tell you that, and I've said this several times before, is that had I acted quicker, maybe a year before, or maybe 2 years before, when right on my portal, it shows where I canceled the appointment. It was either maybe 3 years before that. It might not have spread to the point where just the colonoscopy would have taken care of it, or it might not have turned into cancer at that point. That the polyps would have been removed. I would have been on my way without the surgery. So there's a lot to say for these tests. It's something that people really need to consider. And guys, I really believe this whole thing starts with 5th grade. Guys begin to, and girls take a different path in 5th grade. If you remember, that's when they do the speech about the guys, your boys are going to be left behind. The girls are going to go talk about your menstrual. So we don't know what they were talking about. But from that point, girls are taught to really take care of their bodies.
Right.
Guys are like, they'll be fine.
And
Guys will be fine.
I think that there's an embarrassment factor.
Yeah.
There's I'm a man. I'm not. You know. I'm above this. And you know, women are going to play a very important. You know, I don't want women to feel left out. They play a very important role in this in regards to it because listen, most men were chowderheads, right? We need that other person oftentimes to tell us to say, take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like. Take out the garbage. Do this.
Right.
I mean, we're very poor at that for whatever reason, and so that's kind of the gig. And
so we're going to be working through the Community Foundation.
Yep.
The basic role of this organization that we're creating is one thing and one thing only.
Yep.
And that is awareness, and that might come through messages you see on TV or hear on radio.
Right.
Might come through the internet. Might also come through events that are going on.
Exactly.
The whole goal here is to just convince guys, and why not women? Well, women are smarter than guys. I'm
exactly.
sorry.
They don't need any convincing.
This is convincing guys that you got to look past this ridiculousness. And right now when we're talking, there are people who have not done these tests. And they're worth getting done because it really can save your life. So.
And, I think, just a couple things. One is, hopefully if it maybe creates a conversation within the family to find out. Now, you found out after the fact.
Yeah,
that you had two family
family
members that had colon cancer before. And, oh, by the way, that's highly hereditary.
And colon cancer, by the way, is one of the big killers. It's one of those in New York State where it's on the higher end, and the reason is because people don't go and get it taken care of. And the number of people I've talked to that have said, "Oh yeah, my dad passed away from colon cancer 20 years ago," or even somebody younger.
Exactly.
You got to get the test done, and you should never die from prostate cancer.
Right. And the other thing too is we're not. Bill and I had a conversation about this. We aren't picking. What doctor you should go to, what facility you should go to, whatever it is. It's who you feel comfortable with, because that's very important. I mean, Bill, you made a decision that you went with a doctor that, there was certainly some concerns in regards to the facility and whatever it is, which turned out to be magnificent for you. But it was a good relationship with the doc.
Yeah.
Dr.
Blankafleur, by the way.
My relationship with my urologist, Dr. Welkons, I mean, he was wonderful when I said I was going to get a second opinion. He said, "Tim, this is your life."
Sure.
And I love Dan. I mean, he is, and I, literally trusted my life with him and Dr. Mariatos, who, Father Sean went to see. And hopefully, I'm going to go up this summer and I'll go to White Lake Inn with him and have cans and clams.
That's awesome.
But, you look forward to those things. Don't look back.
All right, you'll be hearing a lot more about this coming up really soon, probably by midsummer here. You're going to be actually seeing what we put together, and it's all about just nudging the guy.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, good stuff there, Tim
All right,
Reed.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.